Hey, what's up, Grapevine? I know it's been forever since I've done a podcast like this. We just had our Flame On video. I hope you guys check that out. Just figured I'd get on here and maybe just do a video. Wesley won't be here with me tonight, unfortunately, but I just figured I'd get on here. Hopefully it's not too lame or anything, too boring. I hope you guys just hang out with me. Just figured I'd do. Whoa. Door
Whoa.
open.
Hey, where am I?
Brother?
What's up, brother? Oh, how you been? Oh my goodness.
Goodness.
Wow.
I was just sitting here telling everybody that we're going to be super bored tonight because I'm going to be sitting here talking to myself.
Oh, well, I talk to myself too, but it'd be better if we bring two minds
Let's
together,
talk to
bro.
ourselves.
But yeah, let's talk
To
to
each
ourselves in the same vicinity. No, I'm just kidding. We'll just talk to each other, bro.
Yes.
Woo!
Well, this just got 100% better.
Yeah, welcome back, dude. Hey, I'm so good to see you.
Yes.
How long has it been? Like 2 months?
It feels like 8.
It feels like 8 months. It really does. Because it's like, I haven't seen you in forever. And I haven't talked to you in a while either.
Well, we talked.
Well, I mean, I'm not going to
Not
lie.
face-to-face,
Not
though.
face to face.
Obviously
Yeah.
not face to face. Yeah. Anyways, just kidding. Wesley's back.
Hey.
Got you. Ooh.
Hey.
I'm just kidding. All right. Hey, don't click off the video.
Okay.
We love you guys.
Yeah.
Please
now,
stay. Please
now
stay.
that you're here, we got some important
Bring
news.
a friend.
We got some very important news.
We do. What is it?
We're back,
Hey!
Let's go.
Snap.
So we're back. Yeah, absolutely. That's
We
the
are
important
back.
news. And I'm glad you stuck around with us.
Mm.
So we just kind of wanted to talk about things that's been going on.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So I got a funny story before
Boom.
we
Story time.
go back into it. So I got back Monday, and I was living on the dorm or living at campus.
Mhm.
And Saturday and then Sunday rolled around, and I went to the church, and I'm like used to waking up early to go like volunteer and help at my church in my hometown. Or I say in my hometown, in Spiro,
Mhm.
which is not in Pensacola. But I went to I was up here, and I woke up at like 6 a.m. I'm like, okay,
This dude was up at 6 in the morning.
dude, I was like prepared. I was like, all right,
You know where I was?
gotta get that. Yeah. I was like, all right, now I'm up. Gotta get the tea ready. Gotta get the coffee ready. Gotta get the sound going. I'm ready to get going. And then I realized it was in Okmulgee, Oklahoma. And I was
You
not
woke up
in my
like,
town.
"Ah."
So I was like,
You're like,
well, I guess I'll go to church early. So I get to church early, and I'm just hanging out. I went to, I don't know if this, I think this might happen before Bible study, but no, it happened after Bible study, or not Bible study, but
Sunday
what do they call that? Sunday school.
Yeah.
Yeah. This happened after Sunday school, so I was in the sanctuary. I sat down, and I was like, okay, so I'm gonna see a lot of people that I hadn't seen in 2 months,
Mhm.
so I better get prepared.
Oh.
So,
Yeah.
and I was rolling this in my head, and there was like a
I
couple
know what
people
you're talking
behind me,
about.
and just a couple people behind me and the pews, but they were talking. I'm like, okay, so I'm mentally preparing myself. So, with that mental preparation, I was like, okay, when they walk through, I'm gonna do this right here. I'm gonna go, hey, how are you? And I went like this, and I was, shaking my hand in the
With
air
himself.
by myself,
Practicing with yourself.
practicing by myself, getting prepared to see some people that I hadn't seen in a while. So I was just sitting in a pew, and Courtney, Alex's wife,
Mm.
goes, Wesley, what are you doing? Because I'm over here doing this. I'm like, I'm getting the actions down. I'm like so ready. Like I'm getting that firm foundation handshake getting going. I'm like, I'm gonna get this man. I'm gonna shake his hand.
You gotta get
Tell him,
the-
how you
you gotta
been,
get-
brother?
look, there's a lot
I
that
was
goes into
excited.
a handshake.
There is.
The- Is your hand sweaty?
Yeah, the eye contact
And
too.
did I look
You
at
don't-
him too long? Are
Yeah,
my
you don't
eyes
be
too
weird about
big?
it, because if you're like staring to them like
Yeah.
in their like soul, and they're like, what's going on here?
Then you make him self-conscious. Then
Yeah.
they never shake your hand again.
And then they never want to talk to you again.
Mm.
Well, they're probably not that, but
no,
there
they'll
was-
never talk to you.
they'll
again.
never talk to you again. But I was like getting.
They actually sit somewhere else.
Oh, they sit
They've been going to church for 15 years.
in that
But they
same
sit
pew.
somewhere
They
else.
start to like get a little further. But the main point is I was just out there, just in a pew, like hardly anybody was around. There was a couple people behind me in the pew sitting down, just talking. and I'm just over here doing this. So Courtney goes,
sick.
Wesley, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm preparing to shake people's hands.
Mm.
She goes, she thought I was checking the temperature. Now you're going.
The
So
temp to my liking.
yeah, I was checking for like the airflow. Okay, the fan's
Mm.
blowing real good. No,
Mhm.
I was preparing for people to come through and just to talk to them, and I did. There was like 3 or 4 people. I was like, "How you doing?"
Yeah, and then he put it into
I put it into action. Okay, after all that
practical,
after all that practice, I put it into action. I was like, "How are you doing, brother?
Boom.
Well, how you been?"
Look, there's something to be admired about that. I don't know what it is, but there's something.
Listen, I wanted to give the best handshake possible and greet them people like I had been greeting forever.
Mm,
But it had only been 5 minutes of practice right there.
boom.
Now, some people don't even practice. They just go right into, well, it's
They
good to
just,
see you.
"Brother, I just wanna
Hey,
shake your hand.
brother, I just want to shake
Just
your
wanna shake your
hand. Like they just like, normal. So I was like practicing. I had everything in my head. I was like, well, how you been? How's the kids? How's the wife? How's your
Mm.
dog? I was getting that in practice, getting going, you know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, that's when I first showed, or I would say when I showed up that Sunday,
Yeah.
or when I showed up that Friday. But when that Sunday rolled around, that's when I was like, okay, I'm gonna
Yeah.
practice.
You're like rolling up, time to go to church. 6
Yeah.
in the morning. You're like, oh wait, I'm not at home.
No, no, no.
Second home.
Second home.
You know,
Yeah.
Muggy.
Yes, Old Muggy.
So what's new? What is going on?
So I've been youth pastoring
Yes.
at my little at the church I go to over in Spiro.
Mm.
So that's why I was talking about making the tea and
Which is
coffee.
in Oklahoma.
It is in Oklahoma. Yeah, it's not in Arkansas. So it's it's in
Check your map. We ain't
Spiro.
lying. All right.
It's in Spiro is where it's at.
Spyro.
Yeah.
Not like the tiny purple dragon, but Spyro with an I, right?
Spiro.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You know Spyro, like the video game?
Well, now that you say that, that makes sense why Siri would have such a hard time spelling it.
She's
She's
taking you to GameStop or
dude,
something.
for real. I would be like, take me to Spyro, and they're like Spyro.
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah.
no, that's not what I
Love
was going
Spyro.
for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Spyro, Oklahoma.
So I've been doing that for a couple months, actually more than a couple months. So I
Yeah.
do that while I'm back at my my hometown,
Mm.
while I'm in Pecola, which isn't too far from Spyro.
Mhm.
So we took the kids to the nursing home, which was fun. We passed out. Have y'all ever done the Thanksgiving like cards? You know what I'm talking about? The hand cards
Oh yeah.
and the little turkey, and it's got the
turkeys.
feathers.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we cut out the kids cut out the turkey cards,
Yeah.
and we took them and we punched holes in them, and we took them to the nursing home. And
Yeah. That's cool.
there was
Write
a
little notes on them or
yeah,
color 'em and stuff.
we put like Happy Thanksgiving from, and then I'd have them just write their first name
Yeah.
from blank, and then
That's cool.
and I put like Unite Church on the back, so they'd be like, okay, that's awesome. Unite Church is out there, serving.
Yeah.
So
That's cool.
there was
You're in the
a
community.
yeah, there was a lady who when we went back, I'll tell you again. So we went back on Christmas time, but before we went back, um, there had been a lady who kept one of the cards, and she told everybody for like 2 days straight, "Hey, look what I've got." You know, they gave me a Christmas card, and they're not Christmas, but a Thanksgiving card,
Yeah.
and she was so excited about that, and she was showing all the staff,
Yeah.
the nurses and whatnot.
That's cool. I've been in a couple nursing homes, and there can be some very depressed people in there.
Oh, for sure.
Because some of them, maybe they get in there and, I don't know, family forgets about them or just can't come visit. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like life gets busy, but go hug your mom.
Yeah, yeah. Main point
Go
is
see your freaking grandma.
go see
all
your
right?
folks.
There's nothing too important, too busy. Go see your family.
and even if it's
So that's cool. Y'all got to do
yeah,
that.
even if
Make
it's
it
not
special.
family, go see them.
Yeah.
Go say hi.
Yeah.
90% is just showing up. That's what I've noticed.
Yeah.
And somebody told me that too.
Man, those people can tell some interesting stories.
Oh yeah, and I told the kids, I said, listen, when you go in there, I want you to talk to them,
Yeah.
And I told them the 4Fs, which we learned at what was it?
The
Chi Alpha
Chi Alpha Breakaway Retreat.
Breakaway Retreat. Yeah,
Yeah.
Chi Alpha Breakaway Retreat.
Yeah.
And we learned the 4Fs, which were family, faith, food, and future.
Yes, you remember it better than I did.
Yeah, well, I've talked about it like several times.
I feel like
So-
with me and you,
well,
that's
and-
pretty natural.
And where you're from too.
where you're from, I
Yeah.
think you said that.
Did I say that?
So Yeah, something we learned at our that breakaway retreat we went to. We have a video on that. It's a little quick thing, but we went to one of the breakout groups, and one of the ladies was sharing. Basically, if you don't not sure how to meet new people or not sure what to break in on, she had what she called the 4 Fs. So it was, you just go up to someone and be like, "Hey, where are you from?" That's one. Like,
Yeah.
who's your family? Who do you live with your parents? Like, what's your, I don't know,
Yeah.
situation? Whatever, and wherever the conversation leads, maybe where you're from leads into, they say something and they're like, "Oh my gosh, I live close to there," and maybe you don't even get to the other things, but so yeah, what's your favorite food or something, and
Yeah.
what's your future hold? And it doesn't have to be like,
And your
who's your
faith.
family? Where are you from? Your faith.
Your faith
Yeah.
was it.
So it's kind of break-in conversations, like to
Yeah.
get spiritual conversation going.
To get into that faith.
But it's
type of
just like a
conversation.
natural thing. Like, hey, who's your, where are you from?
Yeah.
It's
So
a
I
pretty
told
easy
I
question.
told the kids how to do that, and
That's cool.
from there they were able to just talk to these people who have been in the nursing home. Some of them have been in there for years, and some of them just got there. So it was good for them to be able to conversate with them. Who's your family, or where are you from, was the main one that we got all the time. They're like, well, I'm from Spyro. I've been here for since I was a kid, so many years ago.
Oh wow.
So they just really enjoyed that, and
Yeah.
and
I worked in this nursing home one. Oh, I didn't mean to cut you off.
no, you're good. And both of them, like the kids and the people that were the residents, they just loved it. So we had a fun time with that, and we went back Christmas time.
Mhm.
So Christmas was Sunday. We went there that Wednesday before Christmas, and we passed out like fluffy socks
Mhm.
because some of the residents had been like wanting socks, and I also got the suggestion from it was Jennifer and the other lady. I can't remember her name right now. I just went blank. But they were like, "Yeah, we should totally bring socks." I'm like, "Okay, well, let's do it." And some of the nursing residents, they were in the home. They were like, "Yeah, can we have another pair of socks?" And I'm like, "Yeah,
Oh wow.
absolutely."
Yeah. Just those simple things.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
That's awesome.
and some of the residents had like holes in their socks,
Yeah.
or maybe they didn't have like a matching set.
Yeah.
So we went and we had the
Yeah, it's not really like they can go out and shop, really for
no,
themselves.
yeah. So some had we got them fluffy socks, and there were some that had like little things on them. So there was like a barbecue grills on all of it, like on all of it,
Mhm.
and they could wear those because some residents like wear tennis shoes,
Oh yeah.
so they could wear those as well. So it was
Yeah.
just a fun experience with the youth, and for them to get out there and to see that, like, hey, the world is great. Everything goes by fast, but there's people who don't get to experience the world as much as we do. So
Yeah.
you need to go see them, the people,
Yeah.
and talk to them. Hey,
Yeah.
some of
Like
these
I said,
people.
they could tell some really interesting stories.
Yeah, absolutely, they
You get some
do.
older folks in their 70s and 80s. It's like, yeah, that's a pretty long time. So
Yeah,
they could probably tell some pretty interesting
for
stories.
sure. You were talking about working in the nursing home at one
Yeah.
time. I didn't
So
know that
I didn't
about
work
you.
in a nursing home. I worked, it was on my internship.
Okay.
And so I helped, we were taking the wall units out, or window units and
Mhm.
stuff, taking them out, washing them. Literally, me and my friend were working there at the time, and going to every single room. So we got to see everybody.
Oh wow.
And this one guy, he was watching Rocky.
Oh,
It just made me think of that. So I'd would poke by his room, watch Rocky for a minute, and then run.
yeah.
So that was fun. It was
Wow.
interesting. So yeah.
But I mean, our youth, they just loved to be in there,
Yeah.
and I think we took about, I think it was 7 or 8 of them over
Mhm.
there. I had a lot of fun with my youth. That was one of the things we did. We went to, I can't remember what it was called. It was like a field day or something like that. Not a field
Mhm.
day, but it was at night. We went to it was a football field,
Mhm. Fields of Faith.
Fields of Faith. Yeah,
Yeah.
we went to Fields of Faith.
Yeah.
And we went to that, and they loved it, and they got pizza,
Yeah.
and they got a good message. They had great worship.
Yeah.
So that was another thing we got to do while I was there. We also did so for New Year's we had like a New Year's party,
Mhm.
and we played basketball. I played a couple games, and we shot off fireworks too. And there, I was like, oh snap! Hey, I told
You
all
guys shot
these.
fireworks at Fields of Faith.
No. This was during New Year's.
Oh, I'm
Different
sorry.
thing. My
Okay.
bad.
Okay.
No. I'm glad you asked because somebody else is going. They do fireworks at Fields of Faith. No.
I was about to say we need to up our game
Yeah.
because we do that here too.
Yeah.
In
Okay.
Morris. Yeah.
Yeah, dude. It was so
I
much
think it's
fun.
nationwide if I'm not wrong.
I believe so.
It used to
Yeah.
be nationwide. Yeah. So
So with
Which, if we want to, you want to explain what it is real quick?
you got it. I mean,
So
unless you wanted to.
Fields of Faith is supposed to be nationwide. I say supposed to be. Pretty sure it's a nationwide thing
Yeah,
where churches get together at their local high school football field and basically just have like a worship service. Somebody comes out and speaks, gives a message, and it's just Christians coming together, unifying, and being like, "Hey, we're here in the school systems." You know, you might see a friend there you didn't know was a Christian. It's like, okay, when we see each other in school now, we know we got each other's backs. I'm not the only Christian there, so it's a youth event, and then just youth leaders and whatever. So it's just kind of cool. So it's like across the nation as well. So
yeah,
it's not like you're not alone. Kind of like See You at the Pole, if you know what that is.
yeah. Well, yeah.
Yeah. So See You
I
at the
went to
Pole.
several of those when I was
Yeah.
younger in high school.
Yeah. So that's kind of a cool thing too. You come and see you at the pole and meet with the students. Like I said, maybe you didn't know they were Christians or whatnot. So anyway,
Yeah. So that was another thing we did, or I did with my youth group. Let's see, what else did we do? I already talked about the Christmas cards. That was awesome.
yeah, Thanksgiving cards.
The Thanksgiving cards.
Yeah,
Yes.
You were talking about the New Year's.
Yeah, the New Year's party.
Yeah.
So
Of course, y'all saw our video for Flame On. So there you go.
I did, yeah. So I did a New Year's party / New Life type of ordeal,
Mhm.
and just it was so much fun. We did fireworks,
Mhm.
message, games. I mean, we just did a bunch of stuff that I thought was fun.
Yeah.
We served like so. There's a place called Kavanaugh Pizza in Fort Smith, and we served. It was my dad. It was taco pizza,
Oh yeah.
cheeseburger pizza,
Yeah.
and Hawaiian pizza, and it was like different types of pizzas. Just like
Is it
you
like
know,
a Larry's?
it's kind of like a Larry's. Yeah,
I miss Larry's.
it's a
so
little,
much.
it's cheaper.
Is there a Larry's where you live?
Yeah, I mean, Fort Smith has it. Larry's pizza is pretty good. I'm not gonna lie.
I think they're an Arkansas business.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, because they're like Little Rock, freaking Fort Smith. I
They're
guess.
they're pretty good. Yeah,
Everywhere.
but that's what I've been up to while I was gone. And then every Wednesday I'd have like a little message, and then we'd break out into small groups. We'd normally play like a game.
Mhm.
So I learned that with like youth, and while I was doing youth at least, or
Mhm.
still am, they love Simon Says.
Really?
Yeah. So I know youth groups are different, but like when we played Simon Says, they were like, all right. Like they got so upset because like I'd be like, Simon Says, touch your head, and I would be like, I would be going through the motions with them.
Yeah.
I'm going, okay, Simon Says, touch your shoulders. Simon Says, touch your knees, and I'd go like this, and then they touch
They
their
would do
head,
it.
and I'm like, gotcha, Bill,
Got him.
got you. No,
That's hilarious.
yeah, they like that. There was a game, I can't remember what it was called, but um, goodness, it's like with cups, and you would have to like flip the cup to land it,
Oh yeah.
either on its head or on its base. And when you landed it, you could take your ping pong ball and move it to the next cup. And we had like, I think it was 7 cups, and we put it in the middle,
Hmm.
and then we would move. How many times you would move it forward. But there was also a person you'd be going against, and they would move it forward.
Yeah.
But I did one message that I liked, talking about David and Goliath, how like the enemy was like, cursing David, saying, "Hey, David, you have no power over me," and and then uh, I just went over the story. In life, people are gonna, say that you have no power.
Yeah.
Who are you to be coming to me?
Hmm.
And people are gonna doubt you. They're gonna fight against you, saying, "Hey, man, you're not worth anything." But then you use God and you put God in the equation,
Hmm.
and you can go places.
Yeah.
And just like David had put a stone through uh, Goliath's head, or
Yeah.
knocked him out.
Yeah.
And then I was like, all right, y'all ready for this one? They don't teach you in this in Sunday school.
Yeah.
He was
Especially as
like,
young as he was at the time.
yeah,
I mean, he was like, assumed to be in his teen years.
yeah. And
Because he was left at home to take care of the sheep and everything, or the farm and stuff. But yeah.
and for him to be in that position to go against Goliath,
Yeah.
not only that, but I talked about how like they don't tell you this in Sunday school. They just leave out the part where he knocked him over. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
He pulled his sword,
Goliath's own sword.
Goliath's own sword, and
Yeah.
chopped his head off. Like, like that man was wild.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was talking
See
about.
this, brothers?
Yeah, I was like, all right. They don't talk about
Dang.
this in Sunday school.
David
And there's extra
Chow.
stuff. Yes, for real.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Like man was going wild, but with God, I mean,
Yeah.
he went from
Defeated his enemy.
a shepherd boy who was, told he wouldn't do nothing. Like Goliath was gonna overtake you, and there's a lot of like Goliath was like he was like roasting David hard
Yeah.
before this.
Yeah.
And I like read it to the students. I'm like, wow, I forgot.
All right, Goliath, chill out. man.
Yeah, how bad it was. When I was reading it by myself, I didn't think it was bad. Now I'm talking to
Yeah.
a bunch of high schoolers. I'm like, golly, Goliath, calm down. But yeah, so I've had a lot of fun with the youth and
Yeah. It's a blast.
being in that type of ministry. So
Yeah. So we also do, I've told you guys before, my mom's youth pastor at our church, and me and her has been kind of helping lead, or hopefully trying to ignite more momentum behind a group called Chi Alpha. It's a nationwide group. Basically, what Chi Alpha is campus ministries. If you haven't heard of them. So we've got a group. So we had that. We do it on Thursdays. So I think I've had a video on here about Chi Alpha before. It's been a while back, but that's kind of something newer we've been doing. I say newer, it's been the last few months, but that's been a lot of fun. So the breakaway retreat that we went
yeah,
to,
the breakaway
that was
retreat.
a Chi Alpha event. Yeah,
I think that's what we went or put the video over, wasn't it? Or no?
yeah, I did a video on that one.
Yeah.
Yep. So that was pretty cool.
That was a blast.
Yeah, that's another. So that's campus ministries on like college ministry, college campus ministries. So students, of course, get out of high school and they're going to college now. A lot of those campuses are kind of getting what's the word? A student will go off and kind of lose their faith.
They're starting to
Or they
lose
just-
momentum almost.
Yeah, they
you
get
know?
these crazy ideas. I can't think of the right word I was trying to say, but you basically install a Christian group that is, hopefully going to be there to give you friends that
Yeah.
are also Christians and just edifying each other, building each other up, supporting one another, and it's great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've enjoyed it.
Yeah.
There's been a lot of times where it's like, there might be a couple members, or sometimes it'll be like 6, 8, 9. Like,
Yeah.
it'll be big and then it'll be small. But
It's
honestly,
cool though. I mean, because we only had just a few of us last night. We had the greatest conversation.
yeah, there was just a few of us, and it started at 6. Okay, you're like, okay, starts at 6, ends at 7. We ended it at around 9.
Yeah, we didn't leave till like 9. Yeah, the conversation was just
So like,
popping off.
it was blessed conversations, like
It was good.
like very meaningful, impactful conversations about like,
Yeah.
oh goodness, Joe, one of the guys there. We
Mhm.
love Joe. I love Joe.
I've talked to him about being on here before.
So Joe is like, he's a very intelligent guy when it comes
Yeah.
to biblical stuff. At least from what I've noticed.
Yeah.
Because we were just talking, and he just like starts spitting down some like fascinating conversations like about food, and
Yeah.
you're like, okay, what about food? No. Talking about the family being at the table eating food, or just having meaningful conversations
Yeah.
while eating food. Because
One of the connections he made was, of course, the Last Supper, but food is part of our culture. We do everything. Somebody dies. Where are we eating?
yeah,
Somebody's getting married. Where are we eating at?
Yeah, absolutely.
We just got done eating. Where am I eating later? What am I eating after this?
What do they call that?
But the Last
Yeah.
Supper was one of the last places that Jesus was with his disciples, of course,
Yes,
right before he's put on trial,
before he's crucified. Yeah,
and resurrects. Yeah, and so it's a huge deal.
yeah,
And
huge.
Then he
huge
breaks
deal.
bread with them.
Yeah, he didn't go to the arcade. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? He didn't.
I better get those tickets.
Yeah, he didn't go to no bar.
Yeah, he didn't go to a bar.
broke bread.
He he told them to go ahead and say, "Hey, I've prepared a room, special just for us. You know,
Yeah.
reservation. Got that reservation in."
He was like, "All right, we finna
So,
eat."
you know, Jesus made a big deal about sharing a meal together. It's one of the last events that they had with each other.
Yeah, and it
It's
wasn't
pretty cool.
It wasn't like I said, it wasn't. He had a big bowling competition with each other. No,
Yeah.
or he was texting each other. It broke bread with.
Be right back.
Yeah,
LOL.
BRB, BRB, LOL.
But,
He
yeah.
broke bread. Yeah, absolutely.
It's cool, and it brings cultures together too. I mean, you could sit across from a table and somebody maybe don't even speak the same language, but you eat the same food.
Yeah, and you
it's
can
like,
just,
bruh,
you're like,
like, I speak
"That's
that
good,
language
bro."
on,
Pepper, yeah.
Yeah.
So,
So we do want to do like a topical video pretty soon. I think next Friday actually. Or
Yeah.
our next episode. Wesley brought up basically wanting to go over anxiety.
yeah, absolutely. I don't know. I've seen like a lot of like stuff over anxiety recently. I'm like, okay, Lord, do I need to talk about that?
Yeah.
That's something
Definitely
that
something we
brought up?
can't cover too much. It's a very real thing.
Yeah.
I think everybody has some level of anxiety over
Oh, for
something.
sure. Yeah.
You know, whether it be having, you know, like we said earlier, talking to new people, or as a Christian, are you able to defend your faith, or just in general, or starting a new job, I don't know, learning how to drive, whatever.
Yeah, there's
whatever
so
the
many-
case may be.
yeah.
You got to test you're studying for.
There's so many anxieties that people struggle with.
Yeah.
And like I said, it could be simple, like learning how to drive, or it could be something more.
Well, and what would seem simple to us, maybe it's really scary for someone
Yeah,
else.
for sure.
So it's different levels. But yeah, so we want to kind of do maybe just our own experiences with that.
Yeah.
Share some Bible verses that, you know, shed some light on that, because there's people that deal with anxiety in the Bible too.
Hmm.
I mean, you know, so
we were wanting to go over
hopefully-
that topic.
yeah,
for
hopefully
sure.
share some encouragement.
Yeah,
Yeah.
encouragement. Just let you know, hey, God's got you. Don't be so anxious for tomorrow.
Yeah.
Only
Yeah.
God holds tomorrow.
Yeah. So we'll have that next week, and then the next episode, we want to jump back into the New Testament. which I
Yeah.
believe we're at Luke 7, 8, and 9. Pretty sure
Yes.
that's where we're at. So, I don't know, any last minute things? I know we're just kind of doing.
Yeah, we were just kind of wanted to
breaking
talk
back
about
in.
getting back into the groove of things.
Yeah.
No, not that I can think of. But it's been a minute, so I'm glad we can catch up with you. Yeah, that was the main thing. And you,
Well, brother, next week, make sure you bring your brothers,
your brothers,
your brothers,
your gerbils
sisters,
brothers.
and your gerbils.
Gerbils.
If somebody hasn't brought their gerbil yet,
Yes, please send them
come on
in the
now.
comments.
Put that gerbil on your keyboard right now. Make them watch.
Yes.
Anyways,
So bring the fam. Watch our
bring
podcast.
the whole family.
Yeah.
All right, we'll see y'all.
See you later.